The Two Notes Captor X isn't exactly a new product. It's something that's been around for a few years at this point, but I'd never felt the need or really compelled to purchase one because in my old studio space, I was always able to crank up the amps and mic them up the old school way that I've done for the overwhelming majority of my life. However, in this new house, you may have noticed the uploads have slowed down quite a bit, and honestly, it's been part of it is the move itself and getting settled and getting the house set up, but a major reason is because I'm not able to use the amp at all in that kind of fashion. It's just too loud. The walls are too thin, and it's a disturbance to everybody. So, in an effort to try and go into the future, so to speak, and make better use of the gear that I do have, I decided to try the Captor X. And today we're going to be going over some sound samples and not really trying to go too deep into that because there's a billion, but you'll be able to hear how this sounds with the Dr. Z and single coils and humbuckers, and more importantly, answer a question that I've been asked a few times since getting this, and that is, how does it feel? How does it compare to just playing through a normal tube amp? Now, you're free to disagree in the comments section, but to me, I think it sounds absolutely great, especially considering the fact that I didn't do any real tweaking. I just found a cabinet I thought was appropriate. I used a 1x12, which you would have seen the listed specifications on the clip itself, but easy. It's really easy, and there's so much more you can do with it. You can set up routing to be different. You can have it coming out stereo, dual mono. You can have one coming out as a dry signal so that you can process it later in something like Genome, which is another Two Notes thing we're going to be diving into in a bit because I have that now, or Helix Native, or whatever you're really into at the time, right? But even without doing anything or messing with the virtual placements of the microphones out of the box, honestly, I was like, I get it. I really do get it. I understand why there are so many YouTubers that use this thing for all of their reviews and demonstrations, as well as a lot of pros that use this thing on their big tours, as well as when they're at home and they can't make it into a large-scale studio. Long story short here, when I was filming the demonstrations, I didn't feel like I needed to do that much. I just wanted to give you an idea of how this particular rig sounded with it, because it really does speak for itself. And there are a few things that I would like to present for future iterations of this product to Two Notes. But to answer the question that I alluded to earlier into the video, how does it feel compared to just plugging into an amp, playing in the room, and that kind of experience? It is different, because the main thing that I find lacking, I can't find a better word than that, compared to just playing an amp straight up, this kind of bottom end and the push from the amplifier isn't there. It doesn't necessarily make it sound worse, though, when you're actually in the box and listening back on headphones. It's really an awesome sound. It is very believable, but when you're actually sitting, or at least in my experience and my opinion on this, when I'm sitting and I'm playing with the thing, it is a bit of a different experience. I don't get the same exact feeling that I get when I'm using a tube amp, but I mean, that's a trade-off that I'm happy to make, because now it doesn't matter what time of the day or the night that it is, I'm always able to get a consistent guitar tone. And that's another thing that I find to be invaluable with this. There are some times where I'll have a great idea, or I'll find a really good setting, and maybe I mess with the knobs a little bit. Maybe something just gets screwed up in the signal chain, or what have you. These things happen. We tweak a lot. As long as I keep things the same and I save each individual preset in the little app that I have on my phone from the Two Notes, I can always instantly recall it. Just so easy, so great. And for comparisons, I can make things absolutely dead on as far as presenting things for YouTube and making sure that everything is as equal as a playing field as physically possible. And I find all of these tools so invaluable, and I really think that this is something I should have gotten a long time ago, but being forced kind of in many ways to do it now, I'm really happy about it. If you found this helpful, useful, and or entertaining, or if you have any other questions specifically to my own experience, because I know a lot of people that watch this channel, you're kind of in the same kind of mental state that I am in, as far as you want to use microphones more often than not, and you're really concerned about the feel, leave them down below. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.